Hi, I'm Matt Rowland. Come on in. Welcome to Corporate Loss Prevention Investigations. I started in what is now known Region 26, which is the San Francisco region, and I was a regional loss prevention manager in San Francisco, and I also covered Region 27, which is Seattle. I then moved on to Phoenix to be the regional loss prevention manager of the Phoenix region and also Seattle. And then 2.5 years ago, I was offered a job as the corporate manager of investigations, so I moved here to take that role. My normal day consists of coming in and updating and making sure that the processes that we have each day are working correctly. Our main focus here is investigations. There's two sections of the loss prevention department. One is maintenance and one is investigations. The side that I work in is the investigation side. We have investigators that daily do research utilizing our exception system known as Sherlock, some of you may have heard of, and we use that system to detect abnormal POS activity with employees throughout the country. It's 8:15. I'm getting ready to go into Tina Saller's office to get on a conference call with the VPs to discuss the Profit Power Up program, which is the future replacement for the current Impact program.
See how many times he goes down for coffee every day.
Hey, I'm not. I'm not a big coffee. It's the bathroom. It's trying to find the line into that one stall bathroom. That's what my majority of my problem is during the day.
Personally, my job responsibility during the day and what I get myself most caught up in is managing the daily process of a system known as Watson. And the Watson database is what we utilize to manage the process that I mentioned previous. I generally attend 2 or 3 meetings a week. They fall into various categories. I can tell you that we just recently were working on a final product, which is going to be a new impact program. We're working on recreating the impact program, making it more of a proactive tool so that there's proactive reports that go out to measure whether or not a store is trending towards an impact, and if they are, there will be things done to help that store. So I finished with that meeting. Now it's time to get caught up on what needs to be done for the day. Go through the emails and look for potential issues that we had over the weekend. Well, it looks like we're having a problem with our system called Watson. It's a database that all field managers use, and they're using it to complete audits and do a store assessment and look at current stores and where they're assessed based on some risk factors. We're having a problem with it today, so I'll go over and take a look at it. This is currently the coding that goes into running Watson, and it's currently at this point having a problem updating, so I'm going through to find out what I can do to make it work right. Well, apparently today is the Carter blood drive, so right now I'm going to go over with Tina Sellers and we're going to give blood. I was drugged down here against my will. I'm calling the feds. Hey now. Cheers, sir. Well, better already.
The biggest MSL over here, Luigi, huh?
I'm telling you, that was the experience of a lifetime. Hey. That's my second one. It's usually under protest, but I'm feeling good about it now. Now I get to go back in and raise my blood pressure up at my desk. Some things that we get to do, they're very interesting, that most people never get to see. I think that's why there's a lot of interest in the loss prevention department, is we get to look into the investigative side of a problem from actually the beginning stages of it, to actually see when something is occurring. And a lot of times that, when we get down to the police being involved in things like that, the crime's already happened, it's over with, there's admissions, there's all those things, but we get to be in the stages of actually seeing it occur, finding it happen, and then go through the stages of doing a complete investigation to find out the total amount of what's going on. And it's nice to follow it from beginning to end. Very similar to something you'd see on popular TV shows where they go through crime lab and they look at a lot of stuff. There's things that we do that not a lot of people get involved in. We're going to be heading over to my Store of the Future 1 o'clock meeting. We're waiting for one meeting to end and another to begin. This is what happens here. Sometimes you walk in and meetings overlap on top of one another.
It's massive. In the most fact-based way, I can say people are saying good stuff, right? We don't have any real long-term data yet. We got some sales data, which is.
I think if there's one thing in particular I'd like to tell the store associates in the field, is that being here for 2.5 years, being in the corporate office, I truly do sometimes miss being in the stores and being with the employees and interacting with them and kind of going through the trials and tribulations of what it's like on a daily basis to manage a store. So I do admire what you do out there, and I do appreciate what you do, and I do try to keep that understanding here while I'm here, and creating different objectives for the LP department and keeping you in mind into how we're going to do something and will it work, and using my field knowledge to make sure that we're not going down a path that's going to be difficult for the employees to handle it. I want to thank everybody today for taking the time to follow me around and see what it's like in the day in the life of the corporate manager of investigations. Have a great day. See you soon. Power to the players.
Good morning, Gamestop. I'm Angela Campese. Welcome. Internet content coordinator here at Gamestop. I've been here since June of this past year, and I got to my position because I posted my resume on monster.com after graduating from Texas Tech in May. And through Human Resources and Lorene Nixon, they found me and asked if I would be interested in doing an interview for this position. I do play some video games. I do not play hardcore video games. I'm not that awesome. I play mostly brain games on the DS. I love a little Pipe Mania. I like a little Guitar Hero on the DS. I play a lot of Wii games. I'm a big fan of all things Wii. I like the Wii Fit. Do not like Rayman Raving Rabbids. I don't like sports games on the Wii. I don't understand them really. On a daily basis, I do a number of different things. My morning always starts with email. I work through the store operations inbox. I go through all of the product requests. I go through all of the comments, feedback, suggestions, my personal inbox. I go through all of it. So typically that kind of gauges the way the rest of my day goes. If there's a problem where people aren't receiving products they need, then I have to follow up on that end. If there's a problem where promotions weren't loaded properly into the POS, I have to work on that end. So it just kind of depends on what's going on with that as to where my day goes with Go Stores. And then I work on all the daily edits, the updated this week archive, the customer compliment, pulling down and adding any GameStop in the news pieces that have come up over the weekend, anything on the Our Company page that needs to be updated, just all kinds of basic everyday updates. Okay, so now that I've finished checking all the emails from this weekend, I am updating the updated this week section and the This Just In section on Go Stores. And after this, I'll continue making all the regular Monday updates to the site. I read every single email that comes in, and I always respond or find somebody else who will respond. We get a lot of emails about Gamestop TV. People do or do not like the music and tell us accordingly. We get a lot of feedback about all kinds of things, RSPs, shipments, used, new, otherwise, promotions that worked, didn't work, ideas just in general about, hey, you know, I've got a great idea about how we can do this better, and we use those ideas all the time. All kinds of suggestions about how we can make our stores a bigger part of Go Stores and a bigger part of our communication. My favorite thing about Go Stores is that it is the most accessible form of communication we could offer our stores. They are always available to use Go Stores, and we are available to make edits and changes minute by minute and according to their needs. So I think that it's not only is it the future of our communication style, but it really is the future of our stores' involvement in our communication. There's nothing but opportunities for our stores to get involved. We have store events, we have customer compliments, we have all kinds of things. We really love to start getting some best practices from the field about what they do, what they think that would help, you know, what they do best, that they think would help other stores, other store managers, whatever. We'd love to start including information like that and hopefully get to the point where we can have an open forum where they can post information and just let us know what they've got going on so that we can keep a constant flow of communication from us to them and them to them and back and forth. Okay, so every Monday we have our store operations departmental meeting where we recap the previous weekend and week, and then we get our game plan going for this next week. So that's where we're headed now. Don't reserve over your holiday morning.
And then the note that needs to go on the store informer is, due to our limited allocation, if you don't reserve, you may not get it.
Typically Mondays and Wednesdays are busiest days for me. On Mondays, we have all of the email to go through along with regular Monday updates. We also have our store operations meeting that we have in the afternoon after the VP conference call. We go over all the things that the VPs have gone over. We go over sales, what happened in the field the weekend, what worked, what didn't work, what we have going on in the future week, all kinds of stuff. Wednesdays, I am part of a marketing meeting where we do all kinds of things, but it includes merchandising, visual merchandising, marketing, creative services, the internet group, and we all just try and get on the same page. Make sure that we're not missing anything that the public relations group is doing, make sure that we're not missing a promotion, that all the signage is in stores, just really cover our basis, and that takes like at least 2 hours each Wednesday. So then, you know, after that, your morning's kind of shot and you have to play catch up in the afternoon. But okay, so every day about 3 o'clock, we start compiling the store informer email to send out to all of you all. So now I start with the question of the day or the quote of the day. I took all of the emails that you all sent me and I have flagged them with all of the great responses. And each day I go into my inbox and I pull out a question of the day or the quote of the day and start the store informer from there. So I start with that and then I build on whatever information has to be communicated that day and then ultimately post it to Go Stores and then send it out to all stores. Anything I would like to say to the stores, I would say please keep sending us feedback. I love reading your feedback. It's entertaining as all get out. We use the feedback continuously, and although a lot of us came from the field, I did not personally, but a lot of people here did, you kind of forget. You forget what it's like, and you're not necessarily out there doing the things that we ask you to do every day. So we need to be reminded of things that are unreasonable or are too time consuming or whatever the issue may be. Along with that, I would ask that you keep your feedback respectful. Just remember that lots of people read that feedback and we don't want anybody thinking anything negative about our field people. We know you guys are awesome. We know you work really, really hard, and we know sometimes it does get tough, but just keep in mind that, you know, it's important that your feedback be taken seriously. future of Go stores is changing. We've done a lot of roundtables based on post-holiday survey feedback, and we really feel like we are going to make some changes that are going to make a difference. We're going to add additional pages to the site that have more specific to that page information on it, so that hopefully it's a little bit easier to work through, it's a little bit easier to understand, it's more organized and streamlined. We're hoping to add some additional functionality like the search function that everybody wants so badly. All right, well, thanks for spending the day with me, guys. I hope you learned something, and we hope to keep continuing to read your feedback and seeing you in the future. Thanks.
What if you miss? I won't.
As everyone knows, Gamestop is one of the many retailers that sell games. But the expertise of our associates, along with our unique business model, is what makes Gamestop by far the best. And how we sell is as important as what we sell. It's the quality of your how that determines the quality of the customer's experience, whether they are just one-time shoppers or become loyal Gamestop customers. It's the relationships that you create with customers that keep them coming back. Improving your selling skills increases your store's competitive advantage by leveraging your ability to communicate Gamestop's business model, the Circle of Life. This communication explains our uniqueness, value, and competitive differences to a customer. So, how strong are your selling skills? This training focuses on behaviors and skills that will help you to build positive, exceptional customer experiences as you maximize your store's sales and profits. It will provide